Have you ever thought about how eels go from being slippery, wriggling creatures to delicious dishes on your plate? In today's video, we'll take you behind the scenes to show you exactly how eels are processed in a factory. From their arrival to the final packaging, we'll walk you through every step. Make sure to stick around and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into how food reaches your table. Step 1. Arrival at the factory. When eels first arrive at the factory, they come in big crates, often already stunned or sedated to prevent them from wriggling too much. These eels are usually caught from rivers or the sea, and they are transported in large amounts. The first thing workers do is unload the crates carefully. Eels are slippery, so this can be tricky. The workers ensure that the eels are in good condition and ready for the next steps. Once unloaded, the eels are quickly placed into holding tanks filled with clean water. These tanks help keep the eels fresh until they are ready to be processed. The water is changed regularly to make sure they stay healthy. Step 2. Stunning the eels. Next, eels are stunned. This is an important part of the process, as it helps to keep the eels calm and makes them easier to handle. In some factories, a quick electrical shock is used to stun the eels. The electricity briefly affects their nervous system, making them less active. This ensures that the eels don't wriggle around too much when the workers start handling them. In other factories, a more humane method might be used, such as chilling the eels in very cold water. The cold temperature makes the eels go into a temporary sleep, which helps to reduce stress for both the animals and the workers. Step 3. Cleaning and gutting. Once the eels are stunned, it's time for cleaning and gutting. This part of the process is crucial because it ensures that the eels are safe to eat and look appetizing. Workers start by scraping the slimy skin of the eel to remove any dirt or debris. This can be a messy job, as eels produce a lot of slime, but it's necessary for a clean and fresh product. After the skin is cleaned, workers make a careful incision along the belly of the eel to remove its internal organs. This is a delicate task that requires a steady hand. The gutting process must be done quickly and carefully to avoid damaging the meat inside. Once the eels are gutted, they are thoroughly washed to remove any remaining parts and ensure cleanliness. Step 4. Cooking and smoking. After the eels are cleaned and gutted, they move on to cooking. Some eels are simply cooked in hot water, while others are smoked to give them a unique flavor. Smoking is a time-honored method that adds a rich, savory taste to the eels, making them even more delicious. The eels are placed in special smokehouses where they are slowly smoked over wood chips. This process can take several hours, depending on the size of the eel and how smoky the final product is intended to be. Step 5. Freezing and storing the eels. Once the eels are cooked or smoked, the next critical step is to preserve them properly. Eels are very delicate and can spoil quickly if not stored correctly. After cooking, they are quickly cooled and placed into large freezers. In the freezer, eels are frozen at very low temperatures, which locks in their freshness, flavor, and nutritional value. Freezing helps to preserve the eels, preventing bacteria growth and maintaining the best texture and taste. Once frozen, the eels are carefully packed into boxes or bags. The packaging is essential in protecting the eels during transport. Proper sealing ensures the eels stay frozen and fresh until they reach their destination. This helps prevent freezer burn and ensures the product reaches stores and customers in top condition. Step 6. Quality control and inspection. Before the eels are shipped to markets or restaurants, they go through a thorough quality inspection. Workers carefully examine each batch to check for any signs of damage or imperfections. They inspect for things like remaining scales, cuts, or any abnormalities that may affect the eel's appearance or quality. Eels that don't pass the inspection are removed and either discarded or sent for further processing. In some factories, samples are also tested for things like freshness and safety. These tests help to ensure there are no harmful bacteria and that the eels are safe to eat. This final quality control step ensures that only the best, highest quality eels make it to consumers, guaranteeing a safe, delicious product every time. Step 7. Packaging and labeling. After passing the quality control check, the eels are ready for packaging. packaging is a crucial step as it not only protects the eels but also provides important information for the consumers. Each package features labels showing details such as the origin of the eels, processing date, and other important information like cooking instructions and storage tips. In modern factories, automated machines are used to speed up the packaging process. These machines carefully place the eels into their final containers and seal them tightly to ensure they remain fresh. Afterward, labels are printed and attached to each package, which helps customers quickly identify the product. To keep the eels fresh for longer periods, some are packaged in special vacuum-sealed bags. These bags remove the air around the eel, preventing freezer burn and extending shelf life. Once packed, the eels are ready to be shipped out to markets, grocery stores, or restaurants worldwide. Step 8. Shipping and distribution. The final step in the processing journey is shipping and distribution. Once the eels are packed and labeled, they are ready to be sent out to customers. The factory works closely with shipping companies to get the eels to their destination as quickly and safely as possible. Eels are shipped in refrigerated trucks or containers to ensure that they stay frozen and fresh throughout the journey. The shipping process can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, depending on where the eels are being sent. Once the eels arrive at their destination, they are ready to be sold to consumers. Step 9. Final quality check before sale. Even after the eels have been packaged and shipped, the process isn't quite finished yet. Before the eels reach the store shelves, they go through one last quality check. This final inspection is done by the receiving company, whether it's a grocery store, restaurant, or a distribution center. Workers check the packaging to ensure the eels haven't been damaged during transit and that they remain frozen and fresh. If any issues are found, the eels are returned or discarded. This final check helps maintain the high standards that consumers expect when they purchase eels. It's all about ensuring that the product is safe to eat, high in quality, and ready to be enjoyed. Step 10. How eels reach your plate. Once the eels have passed through the final checks and arrived at their destination, they are ready for you to enjoy. Whether they are sold fresh, cooked, or smoked, eels make their way to various kitchens, restaurants, and markets. Some are prepared immediately for meals, while others are sold frozen and defrosted before being cooked. In restaurants, chefs prepare eels in various dishes, such as sushi or grilled eel. The eels are often a delicacy in many cultures, especially in Asia and Europe. Eels are rich in flavor and have a unique texture that makes them a favorite for many. At home, people also enjoy preparing eels in a variety of ways, such as grilling, frying, or even making eel soups. Regardless of how you cook them, processed eels are a versatile and tasty dish that many people enjoy all around the world. Step 11. Sustainable practices and ethical concerns. As eel farming and fishing continue to grow, it's important to consider the environmental impact of eel production. Many factories and farms are taking steps to use more sustainable practices, such as reducing waste, conserving water, and improving the welfare of the eels during the processing stages. Ethical concerns, such as the overfishing of wild eel populations, have led to stricter regulations in some regions to ensure that eels are harvested responsibly. Some farms also focus on breeding eels in a more controlled environment, reducing the pressure on wild eel populations. It's important for consumers to make informed choices when purchasing eel products. Look for labels or certifications that indicate sustainable and ethical practices. Supporting companies that prioritize the environment helps ensure that eels remain a viable and delicious food source for future generations. And that's how eels are processed in a factory. From the moment they arrive to the final steps of packaging and shipping, the entire process is fascinating. It takes a lot of care, precision, and hard work to bring eels from the water to your plate. Whether you enjoy them grilled, smoked, or as part of a delicious dish, now you know the steps involved in their journey. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more behind-the-scenes looks at how your favorite foods are made.